just like that, they buy it. They eat it up. You pander to them, you thank them. I mean, really, people, I thought you were a little bit smarter than that. I mean, it's just so easy to say the name of the city. You cheer.
Hey, Stephanie,
You cheer. I mean, just come on.
Welcome to the A Show.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the A Show, the King's Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin, here with Meelz. We're in a heat wave right now, Meelz.
Oh, are we?
Well, I am.
Are we? You mean the heat wave of America?
Oh.
And how they've treated us over the last week? A heat wave of protest and speaking our voice and letting the people know that we will no longer stand for any equality, nor racism, nor any sort of systematic racism in this country. Are you talking about that heat wave, my brother?
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry, I didn't expect you to go that way.
Listen, the fight ain't over yet. All right, we still got some work to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm invigorated. Yes, in and out the ring. We still got some work to do. All right. Listen, I'm here. Listen, I'm invigorated. I'm ready. I'm inspired. I love seeing, everybody walking and marching and protesting for days upon days upon days. It's not like, oh, it's a 3-day protest. Oh, this will be a nice little fad. No, still protesting today. Still will protest tomorrow. Still will protest forever.
Until we see change. Until we see
change. I'm seeing little glimpses of change. I don't know if but it takes sustained change. It takes a little bit of sustained thing. I want people to truly, in their hearts, see what everyone is, how everyone actually feels, and wondering if it's actually, real. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
we won't know. I feel like we won't know if it's real until like the fall.
You think it's a fall thing?
Yeah, because a lot of this change. Trust me, from where I sit, where I'm at right now. Like a lot of places don't know what to do. I think it's really like funny that like inside, again, like being black in like white spaces, it's like they never expected anything like this to happen. Like they're just now dealing with COVID, So it's like, but again, it's a conversation to me that is COVID's only been here for about 6 months,
Yeah.
This has been there for 400 years.
Racism forever.
Yeah, exactly. So,
past, present, forever. And so it's like,
if you ask me what's more important right now, then yeah, it's a little different than what everybody else thinks.
A little bit, it's like the WWE intro where it's like past, present, forever, and it's
then
like,
now, forever. Yeah, evolution.
Yeah.
The evolution.
Yeah. But hopefully, we can kind of make a better. We can make a better situation for everyone involved. So first of all, I say that with, with all that gusto, and kind of wanted to thank people for all their kind words about last week's episode, because we got a lot of great feedback. We got a lot of great, I'm glad that people feel like, or people know us to the point where if there's something that is needed to be talked about, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to have that conversation, and we're not going to tiptoe over it, nor, avoid it or even sugarcoat it. Like, I think we talked about it last week. It was very, very real. We moved on. We also talked about wrestling, but we still understand the kind of, gravity that all this kind of has and how this is continuing to affect. It doesn't look like, if you look at the it's affecting WWE, but if you look at WWE, they're continuing business as usual, but I know it's affecting there as well. And there's so many different things. We've been hearing, there's been like conversations of Triple H having discussions with the NXT roster about this entire thing.
Yeah, I didn't like bruh tweeting about that. I feel like if you don't need to like defend that man to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I just think that that's something like internal that you should really like keep between you and your coworkers. Like, who can't, like, he obviously doesn't care what the dirt sheets say. about him. I don't think anybody in that company does. So like, why would you like? He said for all the snitches that talk to dirt sheets, and then you proceeded to snitch. It was like really weird. I was just like, it was just dumb, and it also set himself up to be dunked because I mean, even when they put their statement out, we all agree like they absolutely deserve to be dunked on for the shit they've done before.
They put our state. We had recorded the A show last week earlier in the afternoon, typically earlier than we usually do. So It was interesting when shortly after we recorded, WWE releases a statement and then the entire internet completely dunks on them, which, like you said, rightfully so, right?
Yeah, a lot of issues, a lot of, but what about, whataboutism and Hogan still on the shows and all this other stuff. Like, and absolutely, like, again, you can't say one without the other. You can't have one without the other. And I feel like while we can applaud them for, I mean, now look at the champions they have in the company, period. You can applaud them for that. You have to look in the past and say that, you're not that clean. So I feel like, again, like I said last week, we look at the people the personnel that are speaking out. And remember I said, I'm glad that they let them, whether we liked it or not, whether we agree with it or not, that they allowed them to speak on the issue however they wanted to. And you saw opposing sides of that. But this is also more confirmation that they are encouraging it. And I think that's cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Unless you're Jackson Riker. But
you're not gonna see him for a while.
No, absolutely not. Speaking of Triple H, in his statement, he said it after Takeover in your house on Sunday. Did you watch the show? I'm sorry, we'll report. We have to talk about this show. Listen,
I give you full reins to talk about any episode of Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown that you want to, Cyrus and MJ. I don't know why. I don't know why you would, but
you can talk about Backlash.
Oh yeah, talk about Backlash. But we have to talk about a little bit about NXT Takeover.
Yes.
Maybe we won't go full, long, in depth, but good. I mean, so here's the thing. Here's my general feelings about it. I thought it was cool. That's kind of where it didn't blow me away. It didn't. I just thought it was a cool show. I was like, oh, this is, this was cool. It had some good moments. It had some great moments. It was kind of good as a timeline to be all together tweeting about wrestling again, which, because
very few and far between.
Yeah. I mean, most people are falling off because there's no crowd, even though they put everyone in the audience, 77 hours of labor.
Dude, poor them. They're terrible.
What did you like most about the show?
And again, like I'm a huge. I mean, you know me. Like I watched NXT since the beginning, and I will probably not stop watching that show. But I thought that, like, to me, is my favorite COVID era show. Like big show. I think it's like Mania Night 1 in this, and I think the reason why is because the set. The nostalgia, the production value, to me was a step even above WrestleMania, which is crazy. But I think you got to give a lot of credit to Night 1. It was their first time doing it like this,
right?
And they've had a lot of practice. Like I would imagine Backlash is going to look different this Sunday too. Right. But I thought that the set, the Todd Pettingill, the fake commercials, I thought that it made the NXT like geeks look really like cool for once. Like they were like showing love and showing a lot of they were showing a lot of like reverence for the past. And again, like that, again, nostalgia is the strongest thing in media that you can do for an audience is give them nostalgia, right? So like to me, it hit on all cylinders. I thought the way that they position people like Karrion Kross was really dope. I feel like NXT needs a character like him. Like they don't need main events that go over 40 minutes anymore. I think that he's a character that will be. True. He'll give you the 7-minute and then let the women do the 20-minute, and I think that's fine.
Well, he hasn't entered the ring against Johnny Gargano yet. I'm sure there'll be a 40-minute clash with him and Johnny Gargano wants the time. He just does. Every pay-per-view.
I thought he went a little bit too damn long in the Keith Lee match because
he did.
He worked too long, and I enjoyed it. I think people are just like very adverse to him and Ciampa now, and I think they still have really good matches. I thought it was good. I just didn't think it was like a Gargano Ricochet,
So my take on it all, and you disliked my take on it, is that I'm not fully sold on the Johnny Gargano heel thing. I wasn't even sold on it when he first kind of like teased it before Ciampa broke his neck and kind of ruined the entire main event, and he had to turn back to a face kind of. But he attacked Aleister Black, and then suddenly
He beat him up in the parking lot.
And tears his knee, and suddenly now he has to go back to being a face. I wasn't even a fan at that point. But this whole, his heelish persona and him it just doesn't work for me. I think he's always going to be, and it's similar to The Miz, right? Like The Miz as a face doesn't really work to me. But The Miz as a heel is like, oh yes, like here's where he's at his full power. Johnny Gargano's at his full power as a face.
Johnny as a face wasn't working for anyone though.
But the heel so here's the thing. It's always going to work because he's so good at it. Like it's always going to be something to come back around, even if it's like okay, maybe we need to reel it back a bit. Maybe we need to have him go down in other programs and not do the main event thing. Because he was just on a consistent tear against Ciampa. I think when you put him in different scenarios, it could freshen it up a little bit. To me, the heel thing is like, to seeing him tripping up all these giant guys is like wild, and I guess it's impressive. But also, like, I saw a really good comment on Twitter about Johnny Gargano as a heel, and they said, do the favor test. And he says, if you ask Johnny Gargano, can you do a favor for me? He still would probably say sure. like he's just a naturally, I don't say a naturally like guy. He's kind of smarmy asshole at this point, but like, I don't know. I don't buy it. But I think my favorite match on this card might have been, beyond the main event itself, I think Finn Balor versus Damian Priest kind of showed up and showed out.
Yeah, again, Damian Priest, when he first debuted, I was like, oh, he's just Baron Corbin with slicker hair.
He's still there, but
I think he's way more athletic than Baron Corbin. But here's the thing: to be fair, Baron doesn't have to be.
Baron doesn't have to be at all.
He works well with what he does. I think what I saw Finn put him over to a level that I have never seen him put over somebody to make them look good, and I thought that it worked. I wouldn't be surprised if these two work together from now on. I think they make a really natural pair. I really enjoy that too.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I would love to see NXT Championship as the next to the title of Finn Balor versus Damian Priest in the future. That's all I can say. Oh yeah, this match was a fantastic. It says 13 minutes on Wikipedia. It was a 13-minute sprint. It was so good, and you have to be so good to have a match at the pace that you have, and just tell a story even at that pace. So I thought it was amazing. It took me for a loop.
Yeah, and again, like I really thought that Finn put him over so well. There, I really enjoyed the 6-woman tag in the beginning. Again, like everything was paced well. It ended in like 2 hours. It was nice and compact. I thought it allowed me to go about my Sunday and so that I seen something. Obviously, we're jazzed about Io Shirai winning the women's title, but we'll let Cyrus and MJ take care of that on the Will Report on Friday.
Boom.
But yeah, it was a great show. Loved it. Another thing I'm excited about: the number 2 promotion is back, my brother. We're here. We have returned. New Japan.
Damn. Oh, I was about to say Impact. All right, never mind.
They're number 3.
Impact number 3? Whoa.
Yeah, Impact's number 3. Yeah.
Impact's like 7.
Okay, sure. Okay. So number 3 is ROH. There you go. There you go. New Japan announced earlier today that they would be returning on June 15th. That is a week from now, sir. Yeah. And me and you freaked out about this when we heard about it. I was like, no, fuck that. That's not going to happen. Then we looked on Google and we saw that they had like 130 cases last week.
Yeah. Japan's really, I expect nothing from Japan to kind of like fit this up and kind of get it together, even though there's been, I guess, multiple outbreaks over in, Southeast Asia and all these other things like that. If they're having shows and they're touting 33% filled and, I'm assuming they've reached that point where they're able to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if WWE will ever reach that point. I can't even see that far in the future at this point with how cases are continuing to like kind of grow in various parts of the United States and maybe slowing down in others, but it's like because of reopening, it's like continuing to grow in others. But I think this is just great news in general for fans of New Japan who want their New Japan back, honestly. I mean, I've missed not knowing when the hell the show is. But
or not watching it at all. How about that?
Or not watching it at all, or watching it when you tell me to. Or the G show. What about that? Remember the G show?
Yeah, the G show was great. Hi, hey, Cyrus. Let's return to the G show. But New Japan is returning on June 15th to the 17th, June 22nd to the 24th in July. 1st to the 3rd with no fans in attendance, and it will be streamed on New Japan World. And on the June 15th show, it will be a different type of show that will be announced. The matches will be announced at the beginning of the show. But what they're going to be doing is doing the New Japan Cup from June 16th to July 3rd. Usually, this would have a lot more talents that were outside of Japan to do it, but obviously. Mm-hmm. Like Mox can't go.
Yeah, I'm asking the question. I'm like, the U.S. Championship, Moxley has it. He's not coming. What do they do?
They pulled this last year when he signed to AEW, and then he won it, and then he wasn't able to defend it for like months. So I'm gonna imagine they're not gonna strip him of it. I think that they want that big name, and I don't think they're gonna strip him of that title. They'll just be inactive.
So, it's an interesting situation considering he's a U.S. champ in one Fed and the world champ, essentially the face of AEW.
Yeah.
And they don't have a kind of working relationship. So it'll be interesting because it kind of like he's the mid-card tier champ in one company, yet also the face of another company. I think it'll be interesting to see how they kind of pull it off. Also, he thought Tetsuya and Naito would have
this reign.
Yeah.
What a terrible year. He finally wins the big one, and you don't see him for 6 months.
Yeah.
And he's not even in the actual tournament. The tournament will determine who faces Naito on July 12th at Dominion for both belts. But it's also interesting, before we get off of Mox, that he can't even defend. He can't defend either title in either promotion, or he can't defend it on either soil. So he can't defend the New Japan title on US because of the AEW deal, and he can't take the AEW title to Japan to defend it there either. So really interesting.
I mean, at least he's got money, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think that the actual cards themselves, I mean, I think I'm just more excited that it's back. But some of these cards are kind of like Okada versus Geto, Makabe versus Ishii part 45, which will sure to happen. It'll be cool. It's just nice to see New Japan again.
Yeah, that's what I think it kind of is. It's more so of a reintroduction. Like, we're glad to be working again. We're glad you guys are working again. Let's maybe work out the kinks and see where this is go. They're kind of like, in terms of our top promotions that we cover on the show, really the kind of only promotion that seriously took a pause through this entire thing.
A big pause. No shows.
No shows at all, which they can afford to do, I guess, because if anything, it means more like, wrestling is such a sport in Japan that, like all other sports, it has taken a pause and it's kind of reassessing the entire thing and it's doing that plan. Mm-hmm. We're in the United States, like wrestling is just entertainment and it's on anytime and you can just kind of watch it. So,
I think that like looking at the way that ratings are going for every, the 3-4 major shows every week, do you think a break would have helped them? Because I think this break is going to help New Japan a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Like, granted, you know what? I don't even know if WWE would have lost money, to be honest with you.
No, they could have. My thing is this. I think they should have just went with the legacy content every week. It was doing well. It was doing well. And then they started going, I don't know. It didn't drop to 1.7 million.
I mean, I guess I wasn't a fan of it, but also I'm also a slave to Monday and Friday nights, so who knows? But yeah, I think it would have been best if they had I think all companies took a break and kind of have this groundswell now, even with the NBA, and maybe we're stepping on RSPN lines now.
Cool. Fuck
with
it.
The NBA, they're not back yet. No, I'm kidding. But RSPN, I mean, sorry, not RSPN, NBA. The NBA is returning, so now you're getting this groundswell of things. So now you have interest. Now you're like, what are you going to do? Who's going to come back? Here's this thing. Oh, we're having this tournament to crown the 8th seed. Oh, how are they going to do the playoffs? Oh, this ends when? Oh, this starts when? You get all this kind of like build and intrigue and all this other stuff. And I think it will get the eyes, despite them being, I guess, other sports that are on. I think it will get the eyes. So I think WWE and AEW, it could have done with a break. We could have returned at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Impact could have took a break.
I mean,
When you mentioned AEW, my dog snored loudly. So
ooh,
just gives you that.
Okay, wow. Yeah, you really cracked the whip in that house.
Yeah, you feel me? You feel me? You heard about Mox wrestling on AEW Dark? Free Mox, man. Free Mox. Free Mox, man. Free him. Free that man. Anything else that has happened before we dive into Backlash?
Let me see. I'm scrolling. Of course, I'm scrolling on thedailysmart.com, where you can always catch news and just anything, I guess, wrestling news for so much. Let's see if anything has happened. Anything. Well, we're getting I don't know if you want to talk about. I know we're going to talk about Backlash, so we're kind of. You know what? Let's talk about Backlash. Okay. Let's do it.
Cool. Yeah. Backlash will emanate from the Performance Center this Sunday. This is the third pay-per-view emanating from there in those many months. Very interesting. First Backlash there. Sorry, Kansas City, you don't get this one. It is being. It was taped, I believe, on Sunday before NXT. So. Just imagine what those PC people saw before they went live on Takeover later that night.
What? Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. All right.
They had they shot Backlash at 8 a.m. I heard. I think Sean sat there. Yeah, and then they had gone. I think they were even taping yesterday at Raw. I think the tapings for Raw actually ended after Raw had ended on the East Coast. So they taped Raw and SmackDown and I think 205 or something on Friday, and they did all this week.
Imagine sticking around for 205. Now I love the 205 people, but honestly, some people in the crowd could be wrestling on that show. You know what I'm saying? Like
Shotzi Blackheart was on her 900 squat.
Yeah. Good Lord. It's crazy seeing her in the opening 6-man tag and having this great thing. And then the humbling moment of the following night being back in the crowd.
Well, it's funny because like they had to do that. So she was probably not in the crowd for a Backlash because they were probably getting ready. And then had the next night have to go back and be like, oh man, I just had a banger of a match, but I'm right back in the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so humbling. So, Triple H really keeps him down to earth.
He cracks the whip, man. He cracks the whip. Don't talk about that. Could you imagine Velveteen being in the crowd in Raw?
Oof. What?
Oh my God, that would have been so hilarious. But yes, Backlash was taped, I believe, on Sunday. And have you heard the buzz surrounding it? I heard it was a pretty good pay-per-view from the buzz.
I have not heard the buzz, but honestly, looking at this card, I'm not expecting a bad pay-per-view at all. Yeah, it's a
good card. Let's start from the bottom here.
It's a good card that currently doesn't feature Seth Rollins on it, which I'm shocked. So we'll see.
Let him take a break. There's no Aleister Black there either. There's no Rey Mysterio. They're embroiled in a 3-way feud. So there's no Profits or Viking Raiders on it either. I think Raw with Raw, the fact that was
weird,
right? Like I don't know when they're gonna do this match. It's gonna be
How many? What are we building to? You just.
I'm enjoying right now. I'm enjoying the segments, but what I expected on Raw was that they were gonna turn on the Raiders.
I expected them. I don't expect anyone to turn. I expect there to be this competitive nature kind of spills out in a more aggressive way. Yeah. I would like that too. I don't want them to pit them with Bobby Lashley in them because
they will quickly be D'Lo Brown, if you will, and they'll be backburnered very quickly. And I
don't know if I want the all MVP Lashley Profits stable type of thing. I don't know if I want that.
It's Twitter booking.
Yeah.
Twitter
yes.
booking.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Twitter booking like hell. Let's start from the bottom here. Apollo Crews versus Andrade. This is a rematch, of course, for the United States Championship. Andrade won this from a very weird, and I agree with you here, Meelz, very weird match on Monday where it was just Angel Garza and Andrade beating the shit out of Kevin Owens for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. So my take has been for a while, damn, Kevin Owens loses a lot.
I knew I was going to have to hear your mouth. I knew I was going to hear your mouth about that.
But in the situation, warranted, like, why wouldn't you lose a triple threat match where the other two guys are best friends?
Yeah.
So, you know what? Warranted. Fine. It was just a very like WWF No Mercy story and 64 ass booking. But Andrade wins, which is, I guess, this was the feud anyway. I don't know if you had to work around it, but
you got content. You had a constant stream of content every single week. It's very tough. They had a really good match 3 weeks ago. I think they'll have another one here. I think we've seen it a lot, so I'm not really like.
Do you believe in Apollo Crews?
Talking, no. In ring, yes. I think his in ring has been.
I'm talking about the entire package. Let's do the entire package. Do you believe him as like? Do you believe? Okay, actually, no.
If we were to do this like 2K, NBA 2K, I'd say technique, performance, assists, all that stuff. I think he's a B plus across the board. C talking. So his overall is probably a B minus. So yeah, I believe in him. I think he's a good champion. I don't believe him talking. Like his promos are like objectively terrible.
I don't believe WWE. I just mushed that up. I don't believe WWE is fully on board with him yet. This still feels like, here you go. That's what it feels like to me. This entire situation feels like, all right, well, here you go.
Yeah, and I don't think him beating Andrade is going to make you not feel like that.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Like, I need a sustained, and you know what? It actually probably will take him losing the championship and not immediately being slotted to whatever corner of the WWE universe where he's running. It's going to take him losing this title and not being running after R-Truth on Monday Night Raw for me to believe that this is actually a success. So
let me clarify. Let me clarify. I'm sorry. Let me just do a quick clarification. Orton and Edge was pre-recorded on Sunday, not the rest of the show. The rest of the show will be probably half live, half taped like NXT was. So sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Turn on. I like that.
But yeah, I completely get you. I think that, I mean, I don't. There are people on Raw that it's like there are only with so many spots you can put them in and so many belts you can give them.
Mm-hmm.
And with Apollo, like, it's cool that he has that, but I would rather him just be a competitive guy that like wins a lot, but still he should be where Alistair is, and Alistair should be where like Drew or someone is right now. If that was a better comparison.
I just want Apollo Crews like properly in the mix. He's been in the mix many a times before, and then he has been quickly shown out of the mix, like very, very quickly. Yeah. I'm just looking for something more sustained. So you know what? This United States Championship match is going to be, I guess, a second defense. I guess he defended against Kevin before that got ruined, but it's going to be a second defense. This is his first kind of major program going into a pay-per-view. Actually, his first major program in a long time. I don't want to say that.
Ever.
No, he had programs against like on NXT, and then I think when he came up on the roster, and then he had one with Miz where he lost.
I can't beat Sheamus. The I can't beat Sheamus one is a classic.
Easily. So, what can I say about this match? Do I think Andrade is gonna win?
They gotta do something with him. They gotta do something with him, man.
I think he's up next.
For Drew, he's already beaten him like 3 times.
I'll still believe it. I don't know.
You think it's gonna be like what?
Triple threat #1 contender match and have him win that?
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I think Apollo Crews retains.
Yeah.
Don't take it off now. Yeah, why would you ruin that right now?
Yeah, I think person takes it off of him if he debuts Dominic Dijakovic.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe spicy. Maybe real spicy. I'm being spicy.
It.
I'm being spicy.
Okay.
Next match, triple threat match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Bayley and Sasha Banks, who won the titles last week on SmackDown.
Let's heat it up real quick. This went from this went from nothing to something. This went from
within 3 days.
Yeah. This one from Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Iconics, and us kind of being like, okay.
To them
To
saying,
like-
this needs a little bit more.
This needs a little jazz. Let's jazz it up. Let's add some color. If you
Literally.
literally, yeah. If I do say so myself, Bayley and Sasha Banks wins the tag team championships on SmackDown. On a SmackDown I didn't watch, so
I watched it.
yeah, I caught the hiatus at the beginning of the show, and it kind of like came back to life. I came to towards when they were actually winning the belt, so I was
What did you
very
eat?
Chinese food.
That New York Chinese, bro.
It is, man. Listen, they don't make it like it used to because there's no MSG in it anymore. But
It's knocking you out. It's knocking you the hell out.
it still does.
But it is Bayley and Sasha Banks essentially being added to the Nikki Cross Alexa Bliss Iconics match that we thought was coming anyway. For the tag titles, I'm very interested in this. I think this is probably one of the most interesting matches. Now it was, and now there's like another one that is interesting. We're going to talk about that in a few.
They're prolonging the hell out of this Bayley, Sasha Banks, whatever.
And I love it.
So here's the thing: they're prolonging it so much, they're going to make me think they're not wanting to do it anymore. Like the last time they did this. Remember the last time they did this?
Yeah.
Where they prolonged it
they're fighting in the locker room.
Fighting at the lockers, doing all this other stuff, and then they win the tag team championships, and then Sasha Banks goes off television, and Bayley's a face. Now Sasha's a heel. Now they figure it out. Yeah, I'm still, it is, but I do like them as champions. I think this adds like 100 more points to this match.
Mm-hmm.
And Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross have proved to be a formidable team. They work very, very well together. They've had great matches with whoever they've been against. I love them as a team. The Iconics, they've added a much needed dose of aggression to everything that they're doing. So they've taken things up a notch. They even trying to did you see the opening match on Raw last night?
Yes. Very long.
First of all, wow.
30 minutes is a bit much.
Charlotte's Charlotte, I guess she does work by the hour.
We're gonna get to her. We're gonna get to her in just a few.
Where Peyton Royce and Sasha Banks are like doing like these they're doing like the double drop kicks, get up and like stare at each other moment. I was like, I don't know if you've earned that yet, Peyton Royce. But no,
what? She absolutely has not, because she doesn't like rap music. But continuing on.
Who do you think is gonna win?
I don't, as much as we think it's gonna happen here, I don't think we get the turn. I think they're going historic here. I think we're going to get the turn in a Iconics Bayley Sasha match when they lose the titles to them again. And that's when the turn happens.
Ooh, symbolism. I like it.
And shout out to Novak. Shout out to Chris Novak. He's the one who brought this up. So I have to say I am corroborating your theory that I think that they're waiting for something more substantial for them to do that turn.
Interesting. I like it. First of all, Bayley and Sasha Banks as champion. Trot them out on any show. And it's just, I think the reason why they're champions is so they're so good on their show. They want to be featured on other shows, which is kind of like the Charlotte rule, right? Like the little wild card thing they made up for that Charlotte thing one week and that's never addressed again.
Nope. Just because she's on NXT, she can show up anywhere.
Yeah. Legitimately haven't done. I think they did it with Baron Corbin once, and that's probably it. But have not done or mentioned the rule since. I'm going to pick Bayley and Sasha retaining in this instance. I think they should. Even
though we already kind of saw the match, I agree. Okay, so next match is for the Raw Women's Championship. It is Asuka versus Nia Jax. What a week for this match. What a week.
What a week for Charlotte.
What a week. So Charlotte loses the title on Sunday, has 2 matches on Raw, beats Asuka at the end of the night. Why is this not a triple threat match at this point?
Why is not Charlotte? Why is this not a Charlotte? I mean, Nia Jax had, I guess after last week when she just injured the shit out of Kairi Sane, they was like, you know what's gonna be best? Let's have her.
That's exactly what I think happened.
Let's have her release on the show. Let's see if we have her on the show for 6 seconds. That's only 6 seconds that she can injure somebody.
I think here's what I think. I think Asuka is going to either squash Nia or beat her in 5 minutes, and Charlotte is the program.
Yeah.
And I think that the program is Asuka has never. Well, they kept saying she's never beaten her, and she definitely has, right?
No, she's never beaten her 1-on-1. No,
she hasn't beaten Charlotte before.
No, she's never beaten Charlotte before.
Not even that one time. No, she hasn't. You're right. She
didn't.
Damn, she's never beaten her. I think they're gonna have her beat her this summer, though. I
think so too. I think he should.
But I mean, Asuka took the pin to Nia. Nia, let's just be clear here. Nia's the afterthought. That's what I wanted to get to.
Yes, 100% the afterthought.
We said last week that we weren't into this. I think they read the room and said that, you know what, people are not into this at all, and she keeps hurting people, and they're gonna shift to plan B here with Charlotte, which is fine because Nia has no chance in this match.
You know what? I wouldn't even be mad at like Nia Jax accidentally gets like bowled over before the show and can't make the match. And Charlotte is just slotted in. Because that's a very.
So let's talk about. I mean, I don't care about this match. Let's talk about what they could do with Asuka and Charlotte. And I think the next match needs to be. The next match needs to be a 2 out of 3 falls match, right? That has to be the thing.
I think 2 out of 3 falls are usually thing for like if a person can, so they can both get a decisive win on the other. So I think Asuka would need to win a match against Charlotte for a 2 out of 3 falls match to happen. But I do think like an Iron Woman match, maybe.
Wow, you got it. That's it.
I think,
that's it.
Who knows? And then like Charlotte goes like 3-0 just off rip, and like Asuka's like,
because what keeps sticking out to me, like she keeps saying she's the hardest worker. She's like, on every show, all that stuff. I think that's what they're building to is an Iron Woman match between these two. Oh, they could be. I'm not going to say they are. They could be. Right?
I mean, it's either that or 2 or 3 falls. I mean, I wouldn't be. It's not like I think your idea is feasible, but I've always envisioned 2 out of 3 falls that both of them have earned a fall prior before that match.
And Asuka's earned 0. So this would be a way for Asuka to get all of her wins back.
Yeah, pretty much. Legitimately, all of them in the same match. I'd be like, oh, Asuka's actually 6-3 over Charlotte.
Yeah, because Charlotte's what, 4-0 over her now?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think one, because I think you have one match and Asuka wins, and then you have the Iron Woman match, and then she wins again. And I think that would be fair. Nia never stood a chance. Holy shit, have they given up on Shayna Baszler, which I thought I think is really interesting.
I don't think they've given up on her. I think they're like putting her on ice for right now. Like they don't need her right now. There's no alternative unless they want to do like her versus Natty and like insult throwing match. But I think they're like, okay, we're put her on ice for right now. I do think there's plans with Shayna Baszler. Probably, I mean, unless Charlotte is the actual program. If Charlotte's not the program, then it's got to be Shayna. Right. But I think they put her on ice right now because there's not much to do with her. They don't really want to sacrifice anything or just do anything without a true purpose with her. So I like, okay, just chill at home. They've done this before with other women, So I think she's just like on ice right now, and she'll be back when she's back.
Yeah, it'll either be Shayna, Charlotte, or Shayna Asuka by September. I'm envisioning. But yeah, Nia has no chance. It's not even a conversation. Next match. Regular ass match. We're gonna have 2 of those on the or 3 of those in the show. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. This should be like full Russo Jack Daniels on a pole match type shit.
Yeah, this needs a cinematic effect.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way.
Fight.
This is a fight. There should be no DQ. Like this is Backlash.
They need a fight on whatever lot they filmed that drunk scene from. It'd be like a Streets of Rage type of deal where they're all like just fighting and there's like a fiery car in the background and like people taking pictures and all this other stuff. There should be a fight. This 100% should be a fight. I'm still gonna enjoy it. I think they've done something with Sheamus that makes him more despicable as opposed to me being way more indifferent about him. And also, Jeff still is very like shaky on the promo thing.
Yeah, he is.
He cut a 20-minute promo. I was like, and he was like, "Yeah, man, but like
lies, man."
Who do I think is gonna win this? Probably Sheamus.
Yeah, Sheamus is gonna win this. He's gonna spit beer in his face or something. I don't know. He's gonna
something.
Stab him with a syringe. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Nice. COVID era. There's syringes.
I think Jeff's gonna win this.
Oh, okay. We on different sides. I'm gonna say Sheamus. On this.
Sheamus is where he is, man. Sheamus is where he is.
Sheamus just lives in a program. He doesn't affect anything outside of it. It's not like if he wins a program, you're like, oh man, could he be in shot for a title match? It's not even that. It's just he just occupies whatever program he's in, and that is it. It is a weird phenomena that only happens with him.
Yeah,
he doesn't draw opinions about anything. Like I remember specifically, there was a SummerSlam that I went to. It had Randy Orton versus Sheamus in the opening match. No one gave a flying shit about that match. As good as those two guys are, no one cared about that program. No one came out that program saying maybe one's in line for a title shot. You know what? The Sheamus guy is really kicking ass. Nothing. It's just the people are just indifferent towards Sheamus. But you know what? I like this program. I like it. So
Sheamus to me is Matt Riddle fodder. So I think that's where this is gonna go.
It's a Mania match. I think that's a Mania match.
Get out of here, please.
First Matt Riddle Mania. Let's just give him. Let's not. You're not dipping him into the Intercontinental title scene too quickly. Let's just beat up Sheamus.
I don't think he'll even sniff that title for his run. I see Brock Lesnar. I see Brock Lesnar trajectory for him.
Ooh, okay. The fact that they bring space than I am.
Yeah, the fact that they wanted to put Kurt Angle with him, it says a lot to me.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
They don't just do that. And I know Kurt can barely do promos and he could barely read the teleprompter on Monday, but...
Yo, bro, what was that? What the hell was that? Oh, my God.
I could see his eyes moving. I was like, oh,
yeah. And you know what? My friend, who I think is going to win this, I was like, bro, why are you talking like this? Talk like a normal person, please. Prompter guy, Kurt.
Bro, the prompter was promptering, B. Yeah.
Well, I also didn't like. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll get to it later. Go ahead.
Next up, do we have to talk about this? Braun Strowman versus The Miz and John Morrison for the Universal Championship match. It is a handicap match, 2-on-1.
Listen, Braun Strowman versus Drake and Josh over here. Like,
this is your man. You wanted him to
This is my. I was like, what are they doing? Why are they on Friday night hiding out in trucks and causing and putting slime on Kayla Braxton?
This is your Meelz Mans, everyone.
No,
Meelz
this is not. This is whatever Bruce's machinations of what he think The Miz should be doing. And The Miz and John Morrison, what are they doing? Why are they hiding out in a truck?
They need to just put hands. They need to put hands on him backstage.
None of this program has hinted at the 100% advantage that two people have over one.
Yeah.
At all. Braun Strowman was cutting promos with Renee Young last week, talking about, I just saw lies and, And now this week, he's getting his car smashed in by vandals. He's getting,
his soda exploded.
Yeah. I was like, what is going to happen next? What Nickelodeon ask? What
You know,
Nickelodeon ask?
I knew what this was when we found out that JoJo gave birth to another. She gave birth again about a week ago, I think I found out. And I was like, okay, now I see where Bray is. I think Bray's just...
He's on paternity leave.
Yeah, he's on paternity leave. I would imagine he's back during this.
I think it's the same thing. I don't know if it's the same thing. I would imagine is it the same thing as like the Roman Reigns situation where I just had some kids, don't really want to affect them?
No, I don't think so. I think he'll be back.
Okay.
I think he'll be back because I think the main thing is we didn't get Fiend Braun, and I thought that's what they were hinting at before all of this got to this point. I just think it was too unceremonious that he left and we haven't heard anything from him in weeks. He's been such a staple on the show, so I would imagine if he's not back by next week, he'll be back by like mid-July.
Okay, I can see that.
Next up for the WWE Championship, we have Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley in a match that I'm actually pretty excited for.
I want to see it. That's all I can say. I think because I've never seen it before. Or actually, I'm lying. I feel like I have seen it before.
Did you see it on Impact?
No.
Did you see their Impact match?
No, I haven't seen their Impact match. Oh, that's where... Maybe I did see it. Huh. It was a similar situation to this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like an extremely similar... I just had the wildest deja vu. I was just like, wait, I have seen this before. Yeah, you know what? I'm excited for it. I'm interested. Not all right. So let me actually say, because interested is a very word that I would not use to describe this. What is the whole Lana and MVP thing doing to this?
I thought it was a write-off coming, and then I was like, I don't think they're writing her off at all. I think they're actually going to keep her.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing.
I think she will be a reason or a factor why he doesn't win this match, and I think they're gonna do this again next month at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do this again at Extreme Rules, but I do think that Drew's gonna win, but I think it's gonna be a banger. I'm preparing myself for a screwy finish.
Me too. You know what? I think it's going to be... I have the same exact thoughts as you. I was legitimately about to echo your thoughts about it being a banger. But I think the exact same thoughts as you. I think she has to. There's no reason why they're doing this week by week and wasting our time for the purposes of this if it wasn't going to be included somehow. Or in MVP and their plans will be foiled and all this other stuff like that. So, who knows? We'll see. What do you think Drew's doing for SummerSlam? Do you think it's Brock again?
Oh boy, I don't think it's Brock.
Brock has to return though, right? Like he has to come back, right?
He will. I just don't think he'll come back on this show. If you get my drift. If somebody else is coming to another show, Drew, Alistair. It's literally the biggest match. It's the biggest match that they could do on Raw without Brock.
I don't know. I don't feel like the trajectory is swung in that way yet, like in that direction. But who knows? We still got 2 months until SummerSlam. I've just been thinking of Brock lately. I've just been like, yo.
But you don't think that if somebody is coming to another show, that he would be coming to another show too?
But you think Brock versus Riddle?
I think so. Fight Pit.
Cool.
Fight Pit.
No. Brock will not play fair. But then Riddle is also.
Riddle's not going to play fair. Listen, you talk about Brock not playing fair. Riddle not playing fair either.
Riddle is our undisputed Brawl for All 2020 winner. Yes.
Yeah, bro. It's going to get real. It's going to get really real. I don't think Brock wants them hands, bro.
Well, yeah. No, you might be right. We'll see. I got Drew winning. Yes, I got
Drew winning. As far as SummerSlam, I do not know. It could be the Fiend.
I'm low key like laughing. We didn't even pick a result winner for Braun versus The Miz and Morrison.
We're not even taking that serious, man. I'm not taking that. No. I think it has the potential to be the worst match on this card.
I expect laughs. That's what I expect. I don't expect stars. I expect comedy. That's what I expect.
Sure, it should be cinematic. It should be sending them to God. Cinematic.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, main event time. And what is being billed as
Greatest match ever. Yeah, Judas.
That's not it. Come on, don't. Edge versus Randy Orton in a regular ass match.
Oh my god.
So, did you see Edge's interview with ESPN this week?
No, I didn't. He was on ESPN. What was he on? What show was he on?
It was an interview that he did. It was editorial.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't like the billing of this match at all.
I told you. Didn't I fucking tell you?
He could be working. He could be ribbing us. He ribbed us for all the way up to the point where he got to the Rumble.
No, I know Edge.
All right,
I know Edge. I've read his book.
Meltzer,
I've watched it
right now.
I've watched the DVDs. I've studied Edge. I could do a small course on just the career of Edge, like everything that he's done.
Yeah.
I knew he wouldn't like this. Like, I just knew it because it's unnecessary pomp for the serious things. Like this trajectories have gone differently. Like he hasn't even mentioned
the title, the tagline until like Monday.
What did you say?
He didn't mention the tagline until like Monday. This Monday.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't know until it started airing.
He knew. He said that Heyman came up to him when like 4 weeks ago, when it started, and said that was the billing, and he immediately said no, that shouldn't be the billing. And he said he understood why it was that way. It's for marketing. It's for to get people to watch it, and he understood why they did that. But he also understands that that's something that it kind of gave him and Orton an unnecessary amount of attention towards them from social media because they can't, they have to defend that publicly. Yeah. And the writers don't have to. And I get him. I thought it was a really good interview. But he said that.
First of all, an Edge interview, and no one linked me to this. I'm very.
We thought him. I thought he sent you the link.
No, he didn't send me the link. God, I need to talk with Edge.
Yeah, you do.
I'm here on ESPN looking for it. I'm like, I can't even find this shit on this website. ESPN got a bad website.
Don't you follow him on Twitter?
I do, but you know what? I haven't been. My timeline has not been. I'm assuming it's the same with you. My timeline has not been entertainment heavy or even wrestling heavy. It has been videos, statements, protests, etc., etc.
Oh, somebody! I texted it to you. Somebody responded to Edge to the actual journalist who wrote this. Somebody responded and said, not to argue, but the greatest wrestling match ever already happened, and it can't be dethroned. And then sent that link to Stadium Stampede.
Did you watch that match, by the way?
No, you have. No, I didn't. I don't watch AEW.
Oh my god!
I've had too many incels attack me, so I don't watch.
I feel you.
It has. I don't want to watch that and judge it based on the incels that have attacked me. So, I don't watch it at all. I watch Kenny Omega stuff.
You can't comment on it if you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And then now if they get mad at you, it's why you mad at me.
I don't even
watch it. Be mad at yourself. I fuck with the vision.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, hey, I don't watch it. I mean, it's fair. Like you got to respect it. I don't watch it. It's not for me.
Edge versus.
It's not for me. It's not for
a nigga like me. It's for niggas like y'all.
Yeah, that's for y'all. You know what? I'm edging my head to the left. It's for y'all. Edge versus Orton. What can I say? I don't think Orton has spectacular wrestling matches with everyone. They said that they had chemistry together. I don't think that they do.
You know what? They're okay together. They're good. They're better than average, I would say.
What's the best match they've had together before this?
Probably something with the Intercontinental title.
Okay.
That they put it up on YouTube like a couple weeks ago. It was on a Raw. That's why. I'm not gonna say they had one at Vengeance and then they had a really much better one on Raw that is actually halfway decent. But I don't know about chemistry. Yeah, the chemistry thing is like weird to me.
It was really weird when they said that.
Because they've never really had a program. Like they've had one program with each other and it was like kind of all right. And after the program, obviously Randy Orton went and found the world title at SummerSlam 2004 and that's how things went, and it was never kind of revisited again. So, it's I don't know about chemistry that they have, but they have chemistry in terms of like, I guess, this presence thing that they've been kind of building throughout the entire week. I think Randy Orton loves this program because he has not had to wrestle on Monday Night Raw in 4 months.
Been at home. So, I mean, yeah, they've only had 2 programs really, and that was the one that you spoke about, the IC title, and when he turned on him. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what to expect going into this. I'm just going to be completely honest with everybody here. I don't know what to expect. I heard somebody reported Meltzer said that he heard it was great. And that's really
Meltzer said that?
Yeah, he did. He said he heard that. And so
he heard that. Oh.
Yes, he heard it.
Meltzer didn't say it.
No, but he said, I mean, he had a source that was there and said that, I don't know who the source was, probably Heyman. But
PC.
Yeah, it was Dominic DeJarnette or Dwayne DeJarnette, whatever his name is.
Whoever's snitching, whoever tries snitching on Twitter. That's the
Tahuti Miles got the line to the Observer, bro. So, I mean, and I feel the same way that we felt going into like Boneyard match and Firefly Funhouse. Like I have no clue what to expect. I can only expect a well-worked match between these two. I don't know what the tagline is, but I do think that there's a swerve, and I think we both thought that since the beginning and when it got announced. So I'm waiting to see what that is, but I think here you got to go Edge again, right?
I'm going Randy.
So we can have one more match.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. First of all, speaking of more match, I didn't like how they brought Christian out to bar him up.
Oh yeah, I love
no
that.
Reason.
I like that. Yeah.
No, I don't like that at all. Christian's first appearance on Raw in a million years. I'm getting ready to chant one more match, and then he just gets barred up. You know, I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take that. He deserved it. Anyway, if they do one more, they have to do it Extreme Rules. Because I can't take this going past that.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Do Edge 2-0 and then move him on to Seth Rollins, please. Because I mean, I think
that's the SummerSlam program.
It's cinematic match me with that.
Yeah.
Cinematic match me with that. I want Monkey Edge.
I agree.
All
right. So
ceiling. Go ahead.
Let's do a bonus thing because this match, for some reason, is not happening on Backlash. This Friday on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. Who do you got?
This is going to be crazy. AJ Styles.
This is the most intensely we thought this entire thing.
AJ Styles, he never loses these types of matches, bro.
Ooh. I think I'm going to go Daniel Bryan. I just feel it. I think we need that good energy on SmackDown. I'm going to go Daniel Bryan. So we won't have to wait much longer. We'll just wait till Friday to see how it goes. I heard it's a good match.
I'm going to stay off of Twitter Friday because I don't want to know the outcome. I just want to watch it myself. I need everybody in our wrestling chat, the elite wrestling chat, to tell me thumbs up or thumbs down on it. But or 2 thumbs if it's really, really good. But I think you wouldn't need a heel there for Drew Gulak. I think this is where they blow up. Honestly, I think this is where Drew turns on him. I love turns.
I don't know.
I love turns.
You love Drew. That's what you do.
I do.
You love Drew.
Get the bag.
The real Drew is what you're saying.
Bag talk.
Not that fake Drew on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
The real Drew's back.
You feel me? Let's go. Get the bag. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, I think that they need a hook for people to watch SmackDown. That's why it didn't happen on the pay-per-view.
Okay, I can respect it.
Yeah. But yeah, that is our predictions for Backlash. It's this Sunday on the WWE Network. I think that is it for the week. Or is there anything else, Meelz? Very slow week this week.
No. Let's see if any shenanigans happen on. You know what? I don't even know if shenanigans happen on Monday Night Raw. Everything was kind of a lot this week. I'll just say we're ready for Backlash this week. And yeah, the next part to Undertaker's crippling journey is on Sunday as well. So those talks will be back next week as well. And then also, I talked to you about this via text. We're getting ready to do our A-Show top 10 list once again. Every summer we have the discussion about the 10 superstars who pretty much have owned this year. This is a very interesting year, but it's not like anyone can be excluded because they have all pretty much worked. So it'll be an interesting list to see who's kind of like running this year at this point. So that'll be coming very soon, but it'll be coming this month for sure.
For sure. I cannot wait. I think my decisions and my choices are going to be very controversial. To say the least.
Okay.
To say the least. But
I hope it'll be controversial because what?
What's going to be funny is that like New Japan is completely, you cannot say it's any of them. I think it's going to be the first year you can't say it.
So do we want to go? All right. So we're having a real life discussion here. Do we want to go wrestling wise or just WWE wise? Do we want to scour? Ooh, okay. So we taking it big this time.
Mm-hmm. I want people to give their list because there's really this year only 2 promotions, 3 really that you could really say that about in the last 7 months.
Here's what we'll do. Bam. Thank you for that, my brother. Next week, to get prepared for this, we will put up. I'm not going to do it after this. I'm going to wait till Backlash is over, and maybe you can get some New Japan matches in it as well. What we're going to do is I'm going to put up a Google Doc, 10 spots, 10 wrestlers. You guys can figure that out. We will have our votes, we will have y'all votes, and we'll see how they all line up.
Ooh.
So we'll essentially do what you guys think are the 10, since y'all always have some damn opinion anyway. But we'll do what y'all think, and then we'll do what we think, and we'll compare them, and we'll talk about them, and we'll do a whole show on them.
And this is men and women within the list. This is men and women within the same list, too.
Men and women, same list. They're all wrestlers.
Should we do it from everyone who's been on the show? Everyone who's been on a show this year? How about we do 10? How about we do 20 men, 20 women?
20?
10 men, 10 women? We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll let you know. We'll let you know.
All right. And until then, please check out our channel at RNC Radio Live to see when this Google Sheet goes up. It'll probably go up after Backlash. And we will start the top 10. We'll come up with a really snazzy name for it. I'll think of something before next week. So until then, for Meelz, I'm Justin. Thank you guys for listening to the A Show. Until next week, see you later.
Black Lives Matter, guys.
Always.